We have some big breaking news coming in. Actor Nagarjuna has filed a case against Telangana Minister for the comments she's made. Defamation case has been filed against the Congress's Konda Surekha minister. Surekha claims KTR is behind Samantha and Chaitanya's divorce, and she goes on to make some really awful, distasteful comments saying that many actors, actresses particularly in the Telugu film industry, quit the industry because of KTR. Many of them got married early because of KTR. Many of them were blackmailed by KTR. And even the divorce of Naga Chaitanya and Samantha happened because of KTR. Now, to that extent that she spoke, bringing in the names of several Tollywood stars, embarrassing them, their personal life that she's brought to political discourse. Surekha later apologizes for the statement, but Nagarjuna actor has now decided to file a legal suit. In fact, he's asked for unconditional apology from Konda Surekha, and yet at the same time has taken this forward legally. Abdul Bashir, our correspondent in Hyderabad, Telangana, joining us live for more on that. Bashir, we're looking at Nagarjuna filing a case against the Telangana minister. This has now taken a legal turn. What happened? It's escalated to this point with an apology not sufficing. We're looking at the Tollywood star now taking this up legally.
Well, this is not the first time that Nagarjuna and family is under fire by the Telangana government. It was earlier when the N convention belonging to Nagarjuna was demolished by the Telangana government, stating it was illegal and was built on the FTL of a particular pond, and the demolition took place some weeks ago, when Nagarjuna had given a clarity about this particular convention that it was not illegal, and the case was pending in court, and the government had taken due steps without considering the court's the matter in court, and had taken action against it. Now what we see is that after Konda Surekha's comments that had come up yesterday, where she had stated that KTR was responsible during his regime, the BRS regime, where the phone tapping had taken place, and also to not demolish this N convention, KTR had asked Nagarjuna to send Samantha to him, is what Konda Surekha had stated. But after there was a huge backlash from the political leaders to all the Tollywood celebrities, Konda Surekha had to take back her statement. She had retracted unconditionally, but this seems to be not helping her in this particular trouble. But she lands into another trouble where Nagarjuna had filed a suit at the Nampally court, where he has asked the court, he had prayed the court to take cognizance of this particular statement that the minister Konda Surekha had given, and prosecute her under the 356 of the BNS Act, that is under defamation, is what Nagarjuna had sought from the Honorable Court. That the suit was filed today, where the court is yet to proceed further on this particular case.
Thanks very much, Abdul Bashir. But stay with us. We know that there are more film stars who are coming out whose names were taken, like for example Rakul Preet. Let me take you through this breaking. Actor Rakul Preet has hit out at the Telangana Minister Konda Surekha as well. Minister had also named Rakul Preet in her statement, where she had made some sexist comments and remarks against Samantha Prabhu. She also mentioned Rakul Preet, to which Rakul Preet has now responded. She says on the X platform, and I quote, "Telugu film industry is known worldwide for its creativity and professionalism. I've had a great journey in this beautiful industry and still very much connected. It pains to hear such baseless and vicious rumors being spread about women of this fraternity. What's more disheartening is the fact that this is being done by another woman who's supposedly in a very responsible position. For the sake of dignity, we choose to remain silent, but it is misconstrued as our weakness. I'm absolutely apolitical and have nothing to do with any person, political party whatsoever. I urge to stop using my name in malicious way to gain political mileage. Artists and creative personalities should be kept out of political slugfest, and their names should not be used to grab headlines by linking them with fictitious stories of such nature." Rakul Preet there in a whole long statement that she's put on her social media platform, urging the minister under Revanth Reddy in Telangana not to use personal lives of film stars for their political mileage. A clear snub there. Abdul Bashir also joining us for more on this. Abdul, we hear Rakul Preet's name was also mentioned by Konda Surekha, the Telangana minister, who claims even Rakul Preet was one of those actors who moved out of the Telugu film industry because of KTR. We know what she means. There is a total sexist undertone to this. Why don't you elaborate on what she said with regards to Rakul Preet and Rakul's response?
Well, in continuation to the former couple Naga Chaitanya and Samantha's claim, Telangana Cabinet Minister Konda Surekha went on to say that several actresses, 2 or 3 of them from Tollywood, had married sooner only because of the drug cases that were being filed against them, is what she claimed. Here, Konda Surekha, pointing out at KTR, said that KTR was charging them of drugs cases, and that is the reason Rakul Preet Singh and other 2 or 3 actresses in Tollywood have married sooner, and that is the kind of behavior that KTR had towards the actresses, is what she meant. Now, after that statement, Rakul Preet had given her statement. She's reacted very high on the Telangana minister, asking stating that her name cannot be used for political mileage, and she has also mentioned that these statements that the minister had given are truly baseless and vicious rumors that are being spread, is what she had to say. So here what we see is that firstly all the Tollywood come together, including Mahesh Babu, Junior NTR, Allu Arjun, Chiranjeevi, Nagarjuna filing a defamation suit, other top Tollywood actors coming high on the Telangana Cabinet Minister. We also see Rakul Preet Singh reacting to her claim.
Right. Abdul Bashir, thank you very much for joining us. Very refreshing to see the entire film industry of Tollywood coming together, rallying behind the stars that have been spoken about, particularly Samantha. You see Tollywood now rallying against the minister in question, Konda Surekha, urging the Revanth Reddy government to sack her for the comments she's made. Now, after facing intense backlash, the Telangana Minister Konda Surekha has issued an apology but still remains defiant. Responding to the uproar, she first claimed that she didn't demean Samantha or didn't mean to make such statements, but later went on to clarify that it was only aimed at KTR's narrow-mindedness towards women. Basically, the target was KTR. I shouldn't have taken names of Samantha, Chaitanya and the others, but I stick with my statement on what I've said against KTR. This was her way of apologizing. Let's listen in.
3 years after Naga Chaitanya and Samantha Prabhu's divorce, Konda Surekha, a minister in the Revanth Reddy-led Congress government in Telangana, has made a sensational claim about their separation. Surekha alleged that son of former Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao and BRS Working President K.T. Rama Rao were responsible for Samantha and Naga Chaitanya's divorce.
చైతన్య డైవర్స్ 100% కేటీఆర్ చేయబట్టే అయింది. ఎందుకంటే కన్వెన్షన్ హాల్ని కూలగొట్టద్దు అని అంటే సమంతను నా దగ్గరికి పంపాలి అని చెప్పి ఆయన డిమాండ్ చేశాడు. సమంత గారిని వెళ్ళమని చెప్పి నాగార్జున వాళ్ళు ఫోర్స్ చేశారు. సమంత నేను వెళ్ళను అనింది. వెళ్ళను అంటే వాళ్ళు చెప్తే వింటే విను, లేకపోతే వెళ్ళిపోండి, డైవర్స్ ఇచ్చారు.
In a viral video, she also accused KTR of interfering in celebrities' personal lives and being involved in drug-related scandals.
అదే విధంగా 2-3 హీరోయిన్లు పెళ్లిళ్ళు కూడా చేసేసుకున్నారు. ఎందుకు అన్నట్టు ఈ డ్రగ్స్ కేసు రాగానే ఈరోజు మీకు తెలుసు రకుల్ ప్రీత్ సింగ్ ఆల్రెడీ బయట ఆమె పెళ్లి చేసేసుకుందా, ఇంకొకరు 2 హీరోయిన్స్ కూడా గబగబా పెళ్లిళ్ళు చేసేసుకున్నారు. ఈ తలకాయ నొప్పి మాకేంద్ర బాబు, మేము ఇందులో ఇరుక్కుంటాము. ఆ రోజు ఆయన అధికారం ఉండి ఈ విధంగా వాళ్ళ ఫోన్లు ట్యాప్ చేసి వాళ్ళు ఎవరితోటన్నా సీక్రెట్ గా మాట్లాడుకున్న వాటిని రికార్డ్స్ తీసుకొని ఆ రికార్డ్స్ వాళ్ళకి వినిపించి బెదిరించి.
Tollywood has lashed out at Congress leader, calling the remarks a vicious assault on actor's life for political gains.
What kind of an apology is that? What kind of an apology is that? It's almost like saying, okay, मैं अभी माफी मांग लूंगी because otherwise you guys are going to sack me or something. I don't know about that. We are also angry. I speak for the industry here. Everybody is shocked and disgusted and also puzzled why the Congress Telangana government is doing nothing about this.
Samantha condemned Minister Surekha's remarks, emphasizing that her divorce was a mutual decision without any political influence. Naga Chaitanya criticized the use of personal matters for publicity. His father, actor Nagarjuna, also took strong objection to the minister's remarks and termed the comments as completely irrelevant and false. He urged the minister to respect people's privacy. The BRS is demanding action against Konda Surekha by the Congress.
They were not only brazen, but also absolutely defamatory, derogatory, uncalled for, and I think if at all, Rahul Gandhi ji or Mallikarjun Kharge ji, if they truly believe in any kind of humanity and decency in politics, I think the very next moment she should be sacked from the position of being a minister from Telangana government.
After facing intense backlash, Konda Surekha issued an apology but remained defiant, insisting she did not demean Samantha and made no false claims.
वो बातों में नाम लेने में मैं कुछ गलत की है वो लेने नहीं था.
In another statement, she claimed that her remarks were aimed at a leader's narrow outlook on women. KTR labelled Surekha's accusations as baseless and demanded an apology, threatening a defamation suit if she failed to retract her statements. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, listen in to what Samantha Ruth Prabhu had spoken on the India Today conclave platform. Well, speaking about trolls, online attacks, here's what she said elaborately, speaking of how she evades it and tolerates it, deals with it. Listen in.
My journey as an actor, as a human being, I've evolved so much from being in this business. Early on in my career, I would wake up anxious and immediately go to social media. Who's saying something bad about me? Who's written a nasty article about me? It just occupied so much space in my mind. But now I feel that the more people accuse me of things, I have started to almost question every action of mine, every thought of mine. They have actually forced me to become the person that I can be proud of. And if I'm proud of myself, it's okay if you think something that's not true, I think.
Not many actresses come out and speak about that, their personal life, what they've gone through. And even then, very often it was the woman to blame. The actress who did this and that led to all sorts of personal life choices and decisions.
It is tough, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I've always believed that, yes, there's a mountain to climb. I will climb that mountain. I will reach the top, and I will reach the top knowing that there's another mountain to climb, and this is how I function. Greater the pain, greater the effort, greater the reward, and I'm ready for it.
All right, now we're shifting our focus to the Isha Foundation controversy. It seems like there's big relief now that's come in the way of Sadhguru-run Isha Foundation in Coimbatore, as the Supreme Court now has taken up this case. The Supreme Court has given restrictions and paused any kind of coercive action by the Tamil Nadu police against the Isha Foundation unless the Supreme Court orders for one. We understand this controversy sprung around a plea that was filed in the Madras High Court by a father claiming that two of his daughters were kept in confinement, were kept as hostages at the Isha Foundation, were forced to turn into monks. These are the allegations leveled against the people at Isha. Of course, with Isha Foundation refuting those charges, they've now knocked doors at the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has also established contact with these two girls, and we believe the two girls again have confirmed that they are staying at the Isha Foundation out of their own will. Taking you through this news, have a look. In what comes as big relief to Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, Supreme Court has now paused all police action against Isha Foundation in Coimbatore. The move follows Madras High Court's earlier order allowing police action against the foundation after hearing a plea filed by S. Kamaraj, a retired professor with Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, who accused Isha Foundation of forcefully confining his two daughters aged 42 and 39. Kamaraj's plea claims his daughters were brainwashed, forcefully converted into monks, prevented from maintaining contact with family and kept hostage at Isha Foundation for years. The Chief Justice of India, though, has established contact and communicated with the two sisters online, who reiterated they are living at Isha Foundation of their own free will, also participated in a recently held 10-kilometer marathon. In a 5-year-old video posted by Isha Foundation, the two women had claimed that they were living at the ashram of their own free will.
I'm here out of my own wish and my interest. I'm here because this is the only thing that would give me fulfillment and happiness. I give sufficient time for my parents to understand this and for me also to look into this, because we are always encouraged here to marry and volunteer from outside, because that's the general way of life. But if you want to take this step, they see your commitment and see that if this is what you really want, and only then they give this sannyas to somebody.
I am 34 and I'm no more a kid, and I chose this out of my own will, and nobody has forced me or compelled me to stay here. And it's such an amazing experience that I've had after going through the Isha Yoga program.
Nearly 150 Tamil Nadu cops on Tuesday had landed at the yoga centre in Coimbatore post the Madras High Court's direction. Officials from social welfare and child welfare committees too accompanied the police to investigate a number of criminal cases pending against the foundation, including a recent POXO case booked against a doctor residing at the yoga centre. Strongly refuting the allegations, Isha Foundation swiftly moved the Supreme Court seeking intervention. The foundation in its statement says, Isha Foundation was founded by Sadhguru to impart yoga and spirituality to people. We believe adult individuals have freedom and wisdom to choose their path. Those spreading false news will be strictly dealt with. The top court has now restrained all coercive action against Isha Foundation until further orders. The court has also asked the police to now submit a status report to the Supreme Court. Next hearing on this case is now scheduled for October 18th. Bureau Report, India Today. Let me cut across to India Today's Shilpa Nair from Tamil Nadu, Chennai. Shilpa, why don't you elaborate for us on the two monks that we heard them speak back in 2016. A video was put out by Isha Foundation itself where they claim they're living and staying there. They've adopted monkhood all out of their own free will. Now, years later in 2024, why has this controversy erupted yet again? The father has filed a petition now before the Madras High Court.
Nabila, this controversy erupted, the new episode or the latest controversy erupted because the father, a professor named Kamaraj, approached the Madras High Court with a habeas corpus petition claiming that his two daughters, who are very well educated, are being kept captive. They're being brainwashed by Isha Foundation and they've converted them into monks is what the allegation was. And he's leveled a series of accusations against Isha Foundation. And when the Madras High Court heard this petition, the two monks, the two women, they came for the hearing and they told the court that they are staying at Isha Foundation of their own volition. They are voluntarily staying there. Nobody's keeping them captive there at the foundation in Coimbatore is what they said. But the Madras High Court, in fact, the bench that was hearing this case made a very interesting observation as well. The court went on to ask when, Jaggi Vasudev is getting his own daughter married, why is that he's forcing daughters of others to take up the life of a hermit? That was a question posed by the Madras High Court. And during the course of that hearing, the petitioners' counsel pointed out that there are several criminal cases pending against Isha Foundation, including a POXO case that was registered against a doctor who was working with the foundation. And that is when the Madras High Court sought the Tamil Nadu police, a detailed status report from the Tamil Nadu police and directed the police to hold an inquiry and submit a detailed report on the criminal cases that have been registered against Isha Foundation. Following this, a big team of police personnel went inside the Isha Foundation premises in Coimbatore. This was a huge team of police personnel led by senior officials in the district. They went and held inquiry along with officials from the social welfare department and also the child welfare department. So these officials conducted inquiry for 2 days, and that is when Isha Foundation approached the Supreme Court asking the court to restrain the police from taking any more further steps. And today when the Supreme Court heard the matter in a huge relief to Isha Foundation, the Supreme Court not only has transferred
so
the habeas
it
corpus
seems
petition
like the Isha Foundation gets a lot more time now, with the Supreme Court scheduling the next hearing for the 18th of October, and at the same time establishing contact with those two girls aged 42 and 39. They are adult enough to decide on their own whether or not they want to stay at the foundation. Now, the Chief Justice of India, we believe, has also spoken to them, and they've reiterated and confirmed that they're staying there out of their free will. They've recently participated in their 10K marathon run as well. So we're looking at the Supreme Court now on what they issue as a verdict in the days to come. Thanks very much, Silpa Nair, for joining us on that. Let me cut across to Karnataka. Scam heat now mounting on Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. A new complaint has now been lodged against the Karnataka Chief Minister, accusing Siddaramaiah of trying to destroy evidence in the Muda case. Now, the complaint also names Yatindra Siddaramaiah, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's son, as a partner in this alleged dealings. In fact, the evidence is now claimed to have been destroyed by the Chief Minister, who in fact tried to give away all the 14 plots back to Muda officials. This is what the wife did, and the deeds have also been cancelled from what we hear. But allegations are that in the last few days, Siddaramaiah has tried to tamper with evidence. Therefore, the whistleblower, Sneha Krishna, has also reached ED office today as the probe into PMLA continues by the Enforcement Directorate agencies. They have taken some details regarding this case from Sneha, the petitioner. Calls now growing for Siddaramaiah to step down, because the allegations are if he stays in power, then he has the power to influence and tamper with evidence. Siddaramaiah under scanner here. BJP continues to fire salvos at him, saying on moral grounds it's about time he step aside.
ನನ್ನ ದೂರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗೆ 500 ಪಟ್ಟಿಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ದಾಖಲಾತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದಂಥ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗೆ ಪಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್, ಆಧಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಡು, ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ದಾಖಲಾತಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೌದು, ಖಂಡಿತವಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನ ಪ್ರಕರಣ ಏನು ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೈಸೂರು ನಗರ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಪ್ರಾಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಕೋಟಿಗಳ ಅವ್ಯವಹಾರ ನಡೆದಿದೆ, ಅಕ್ರಮಣ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸಮಗ್ರ ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೆಸಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ದೂರರ್ಜಿನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ Mr. Kolliwada, he is also asked the resignation of the Siddaramaiah, his own party. So we also asking the one choice is Siddaramaiah, moral grounds, they have to resign. Otherwise, the ministers, 4 ministers, they are telling, we are with Siddaramaiah. In my heart, Siddaramaiah is there. We will back Siddaramaiah. You resign. I will resign. Moral ground, because support, you are telling my heart, Siddaramaiah is there.
All right, let me cut across to Sagai Raj, our correspondent, joining us live from Bengaluru. Sagai, it seems like for Siddaramaiah, the heat only mounting with fresh allegation, and a fresh complaint has been registered against him, accusing him of trying to tamper with evidence. On what grounds has this complaint been filed? Who is taking up this complaint? Do we know more?
See, Ravi Kumar is the third complainant in this entire Muda case, and now he has approached Enforcement Directorate after Sneha Krishna. Remember, Sneha Krishna has also knocked the doors of Enforcement Department, where he has alleged that there is a possibilities of PMLA, and he had initially filed an online complaint, and subsequently he has handed over a complaint physically at Shantinagar office here in Bengaluru. Following him, it is another complaint, third complainant, Pradeep, who has approached Enforcement Department and has alleged that both father and son duo, Chief Minister and his son Yatindra Siddaramaiah is trying to influence the evidences in this particular case, as well as the officials of Muda trying to destroy all those documents and evidence in this entire Muda irregularities. So he has approached Enforcement Directorate to ensure that they take necessary action against all these people, and to save and to secure all the documents which is already in possession of the investigating officer.
Yeah. So, Guy, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Siddaramaiah, we know, has insisted he won't resign. He's willing to cooperate with the probe, but will not step down. The Karnataka Minister, Dinesh Gundu Rao, has stirred up a controversy with his remarks on Savarkar, igniting a political debate. Describing Savarkar as traditional yet modern, he claims that Savarkar, who was Brahmin, ate beef and didn't really oppose to cow slaughter. Now, Dinesh Gundu Rao also went on to comment on Jinnah, stating that Jinnah was never a hardcore Islamist, and he too, some say, was consuming pork. Well, Ranjit Savarkar, the grandson of Savarkar, hasn't taken these comments lightly. He's now all set to file a case in response to Dinesh Gundu Rao's remarks. He's further accused the Congress leadership of consistently trying to speak against Savarkar's legacy. BJP has rallied against the Karnataka Mantri, attacking the Congress for being anti-Hindu, with one remark claiming that the Congress instead would like to worship Tippu Sultan. BJP has termed Dinesh Gundu Rao's statements here an insult to Savarkar, calling it a matter of national shame.
ಅದು ಸಾವರ್ಕರ್ ಈಗ ಸಾವರ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಮಾಂಸ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಚಿತ್ಪಾವನ್ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ, ಬಟ್ he was a non-veg eater and he was not against cow slaughter. Modernist ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ, ಬಟ್ ಅವರ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು. But on one side he is a modernist also. But definitely as a Brahmin he was eating meat and he was openly propagating eating meat.
ये लोग जो है इनको सावरकर के बारे में कुछ पता नहीं है. ये बार बार सावरकर जी का अपमान ही करते हैं और सावरकर जी ने गाय के ऊपर अपने विचार बहुत अच्छे तरीके से रखे हैं. उन्होंने ये कहा है कि किसान के जन्म से लेकर मरने तक गाय ये उसको मदद करती है, इसलिए हम लोगों ने गाय को एक ईश्वर का दर्जा दिया है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इस प्रकार से सावरकर जी के ऊपर गलत बयानी करना ये राहुल गांधी ने जो शुरू किया है उसी को आगे ले जाने का प्रयास लोगों का.
देखिए, भारत का अपमान करना कांग्रेस का एजेंडा नंबर 1 है. दूसरा, भारतीय स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों का उनको अपमानित दिन प्रतिदिन करना ये कांग्रेस का एजेंडा नंबर 2 है. और इसमें कांग्रेस कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ रही, राहुल गांधी जी से लेकर गुंडा राव तक. और गुंडू राव वाले पे भी अगर मैं इतना कहूं, अगर वो वीर सावरकर के जीवन से थोड़ी सी भी सीख लें तो उनका जीवन सफल हो सकता है. लेकिन ये कांग्रेसियों ने सेवा भाव नहीं है, सत्ता का सुख भोगने का काम किया है. और सबसे बड़ा मेवा किसी ने खाया तो कांग्रेसियों ने खाया है. प्राण स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने दिए, पंडित नेहरू से लेकर राहुल गांधी तक सत्ता का सुख भोगते रहे, ये कांग्रेसियों ने किया है.
Congress party wholesalely decided from Delhi to Karnataka, they are threatening Hindu gods. Now they are threatening a freedom fighter. Savarkar is a freedom fighter. So in future also, same thing happen. In Karnataka also, they will teach you lesson. Every Hindu will teach the lesson.
Now, Dinesh Gundu Rao has spoken to India today. He has spoken about this political controversy and slugfest on what he really meant to say and what he thinks of this controversy that's now brewing.
Yesterday you made a statement on Veer Savarkar that he was a meat eater and he consumed beef. Now this has not gone well with the BJP has criticized you, sir. How do you see this?
No, I'm not making any comment. I only is making a discussion on how to counter the fundamentalism, and it is a debate on Godse's assassination of Gandhi. So I was just making I was not attacking anybody. I was just saying how do we counter fundamental, because Savarkar's was a fundamentalist view. Savarkar's view is that we should have a Hindu Rashtra only for Hindus. Everybody else should be under the Hindu community. So I was saying that Savarkar was an atheist. Savarkar didn't believe in God. Savarkar was a person who ate non-veg. He believed in, he is a very modernist person. He had modern views, modern thinking, scientific. He believed in science also. So he was not even for the cow slaughter ban. He was not for that. So he had many of his views, but his view was fundamentalist. So how do we counter this fundamentalist? Through Gandhiwad. See, Mahatma Gandhi was a religious person. Savarkar he didn't believe in God. Gandhi was a vegetarian. Savarkar was a non-vegetarian. Gandhi was a very, you can't say Gandhi was a very scientific person. He had his own beliefs. The many criticisms are there about Gandhiji's beliefs. So many practices which people criticize. But that was he lived. But one great thing about Gandhiji was he was democratic. He wanted to take everybody. He wanted to discuss. Whereas Savarkar, though he was an atheist, though he was a modernist, but he was a fundamentalist.
We have some big news coming in on that. Amid all the political uproar, Dinesh Gundarao puts out a statement on his social platform, digging in his heels, saying what he said was nothing wrong. I'm going to quote him, what he said on his X platform. Once again, sorry for speaking the truth. Sorry not for my statements, but this is what Savarkar said to the British. Dinesh Gundarao there saying sorry for speaking the truth. Sorry not for my statements, but this is what Savarkar said to the British. This is Dinesh Gundarao, who's put out this statement there after this controversy is now kicked up. Savarkar's great-grandson, Ranjit Savarkar, speaking to India Today, has lashed out at the Karnataka Minister, Dinesh Gundarao, in an exclusive conversation to us. Here's what he said.
मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग तो बहुत माइल्ड वर है, ये सरासर झूठ बोल रहे हैं। सावरकर जी ने ये उदाहरण दिया था कि पहले जब बाहर के जो इस्लामी राष्ट्र हमारे पे आक्रमण करते थे, उनको मालूम था कि हिंदू गोहत्या नहीं करता है, तो अपने सैन्य के सामने गाय की झुंड रखते थे और वो गाय न मरे इसलिए हमारे सैनिक उसको प्रतिकार नहीं करते थे। उसका परिणाम था वो सैन्य पराभूत होता था, उनकी कत्लेआम होती थी और उसी दिन के रात के जश्न में वो गाय काटी जाती थी। तो सावरकर ने कहा तो ऐसी भी तो बची नहीं है और 4 गाय बचाने के लिए आपने राज्य गंवाया। राज्य गंवाने के कारण आज लाखों की संख्या में गोहत्या हो रही है। ये जो मैंने तो सावरकर जी गोहत्या के पूर्ण विरोध थे। वो गोरक्षण एक अधिवेशन था, उसके वो अध्यक्ष भी थे। तो मैं इनके ऊपर सीधा फौजदारी केस करने वाला हूँ।
Right, I'm going to quickly cut across to our correspondent Sagai Raj from Karnataka, joining us live on this. Sagai, you spoke to Dinesh Gundarao. He is not apologetic for what he said. He says, and we see that comment he's put out on his X platform as well now, where he says, I'm not sorry. My statements are not wrong. I'm not sorry for what I said. This is exactly what Savarkar said to the British. Tell us more around the controversy. Has it had any impact on the Congress Neta?
Now, he went on to justify saying that he was addressing a seminar and he was talking about the ideologies and the fundamental behind their ideologies. And he also claims that Veer Savarkar is a fundamentalist. Though he was an atheist, he was a meat eater, but he never opposed cow slaughtering. He also consumed beef. So he always been a fundamentalist who was on one side. On the other side, he has also went on ahead and criticized Jinnah, where he said that even he was a modernist, but he was not a fundamentalist. And he also said that Jinnah was consuming pork meat as well. So that is the kind of the mindset of Jinnah. Whereas he has also compared Gandhi, saying that he was a pure vegetarian, he was a Hinduist, and he has his own ideology. But he went on to say that Savarkar, though he was having his own ideology, but he was a fundamentalist and person in modern thinking, where he did not oppose cow slaughtering, he did not oppose meat eating, he has endorsed meat eating, and he also consumed beef. So these were the justification done by Dinesh Gundarao. He didn't say that he hasn't said anything new. It was already there, everything in the book, and he didn't make any kind of new statement. It is already there in the part of history when you read books about Veer Savarkar.
All right. Sagai, thanks very much, but I request you to please stay with us. We have some more news coming in from Karnataka. Some shocking visuals emerging from Karnataka, Bengaluru's DJ Halli. terror of drug addicts that's seen out in the open. A bunch of boys holding machetes, all drugged, moving about in the neighborhood, unleashing terror, scaring the neighborhood. These drug addicts there, very clearly, who are seen in another video, they're seen actually consuming drugs and having fun with it, threatening the neighborhood people, in fact, even attacking a man with a machete. A case has been registered by the Bengaluru police, but it's shocking to see the brazenness. DJ Harli, an area where we're looking at these men lurking around fearlessly with no fear of consequences at all. This is in fact an area that's filled with all these boys roaming around trying to eve tease and disturb the neighborhood, break the rules, break traffic rules. This is a common affair seen in the DJ Ali area, but this is the first in a video where we see machetes being wielded by these men as they move around and hop from one terrace to the other, trying to scare people, all drugged up. Let me cut across to Sagai Raj, joining us for more on that. Sagai, this is shocking. DJ Ali is not too far from Bengaluru city centre, and we're looking at these young men, all drugged, moving around with machetes, threatening the neighborhood. Who are they? How many of them have been arrested? What do the cops say about this?
Close to 3 to 4 people are already been arrested in this incident, and if you notice that, as you rightly pointed out, it is in the heart of the city, DJ Ali, and it is a notorious area, and this is not something new. Remember infamous Bengaluru violence which was been reported, where police station was burnt out. It all happened in DJ Ali and KJ Ali limits, and it is the same area where the people are witnessing these kind of horrifying incident, where these notorious guys are walking with machete and sword in their hand. And if you notice, there is a video which has been shared on social media where, while consuming these tablets, drugs tablets, they have recorded the video and shared on their social media status. And after that, they are completely intoxicated. They are not even, they're not even their senses. They don't know what they are trying to do, and they are jumping from one building to another, carrying their machete and attacking the people, whoever comes in front of them. And they also threaten that if they try to escalate the issue or file a police complaint, they will face the worst consequences the next day. So now the police have taken cognizance of it, filed an FIR and arrested all those people.
So, Guy, this is truly disturbing. It's right in the center of the city. DJ Ali, known to be quite notorious for such gangster elements. And here you see these men consuming drugs, threatening the neighborhood there, and this time with machetes. That's how far they've gone. We're really hoping that this is alarming enough for the police to come up with a huge crackdown in that area and possibly keep a 24-hour vigil of police there stationed round the clock to ensure these kind of unscrupulous elements are brought to book. In the biggest drug bust in national capital so far, over 500 kgs of drugs worth 5,000 crores were seized in the national capital, Delhi. 4 of them arrested. Cops suspect that there could be an international drug syndicate's role in this. Now, a Congress link has emerged out of this, with one of the accused admitting that he is the former head of the Congress Delhi RTI cell. During the interrogation, he's admitted to the cops, and the cops now looking very closely if this man could be the mastermind here of this drug racket in India. BJP has come out all guns blazing, questioning whether the Congress party is aware of the accused drug mafia links and if the proceeds of this drug racket is being used in the upcoming Haryana elections. Congress, of course, outrightly refuting these allegations, saying there is no connection that they have with this drug racket. In fact, they call these charges deliberately motivated, intentionally to tarnish the image of the Congress right ahead of Haryana elections.
दिल्ली में 5,600 करोड़ रुपए की ड्रग्स बरामद हुई हैं। 14 से 22 के बीच में हमारी सरकार ने 22,000 करोड़ रुपए की ड्रग्स पकड़ी। उससे अधिक चिंता की बात यह है कि इसका जो मुख्य आरोपी है, जो किंगपिन है, जिसका नाम तुषार गोयल है, जिसका डिक्की गोयल के नाम से सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट है, वो इंडियन यूथ कांग्रेस के आरटीआई सेल का चीफ है। बहुत गंभीर बात है। यानी अब यह बात साफ हो रही है कि ये राहुल गांधी की मोहब्बत की दुकान में अभी तक नफरत के सामान तो दिख रहे थे, अब नशे का सामान भी मिलने लगा है।
देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी के अंदर हम कभी भी ऐसे लोगों को प्रोत्साहन नहीं देते हैं जो गलत काम करते हैं या गलत प्रोफेशन से आते हैं। अगर कोई आ भी जाता है, उसकी जानकारी प्राप्त हो जाती है पार्टी को, तो पार्टी तुरंत उसके खिलाफ एक्शन लेती है। तो पहली बात तो ये है। दूसरी बात ये है कि हमको लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी अब पूरी तरह से निराश और उदास हो चुकी है। उनको समझ में आ गया है कि आने वाला चुनाव जो हरियाणा का है उसमें उनको कामयाबी नहीं मिल रही है और उनकी सरकार जा रही है।
Let me bring in Arvind Ojha, India Today's correspondent, to give us more details on this case. Arvind Ojha, ये सबसे बड़ा ड्रग बस्ट होगा इंडिया में, जो 500 किलो का ड्रग्स को उन्होंने सीज किया है, 5000 करोड़ वर्थ ड्रग्स। हमें बताइए, यहाँ पर कांग्रेस नेता का लिंक भी एस्टैब्लिश हुआ है। उन्होंने एडमिट किया है कि वो कांग्रेस का आरटीआई सेल हेड था पहले, अभी नहीं, पहले था। कांग्रेस ने बोला है हमारा कोई लेना देना नहीं है ये केस में। आप हमें बता सकते हो कि कांग्रेस का क्या लिंक एस्टैब्लिश हुआ है और ये कितना बड़ा ड्रग बस्ट है, कहां से आया है ये?
देखिए, ये एक इंटरनेशनल सिंडिकेट है जिसमें 4 लोगों को दिल्ली पुलिस स्पेशल सेल ने एक लंबे ऑपरेशन के बाद अरेस्ट किया है और इसमें जो किंगपिन है वो तुषार गोयल है। तुषार गोयल साल 2022 में कांग्रेस, दिल्ली कांग्रेस का जो आरटीआई सेल है उसका प्रेसिडेंट इसको बनाया गया था। हालांकि कांग्रेस का ये दावा है कि बाद में उसको एक्सपेल कर दिया गया था, उसको पार्टी से निकाल दिया गया था। लेकिन कांग्रेस के कई लीडर के साथ इसकी तस्वीरें भी आई हैं सामने, जिसको लेकर जो दिल्ली पुलिस स्पेशल सेल है वो इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है, क्योंकि ये कोई छोटा मोटा मामला नहीं है। 5000 करोड़ की ड्रग वो सीज की गई है, वो भी दिल्ली में, दिल्ली के मालवीय नगर इलाके में, जहां पर तुषार गोयल का एक गोडाउन था। वहां पर दिल्ली पुलिस स्पेशल सेल की टीम गई और वहां पर ये पूरी ड्रग सीज की गई है। इस वजह से इसमें दिल्ली पुलिस स्पेशल सेल के अलावा जो इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो की टीम है वो भी इस पूरे मामले को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
बहुत धन्यवाद। Thanks very much, Arvind Ojha, for joining us with those details. Now you could further log into our app or download our app and take a look at indiatoday.in for all the news and updates elaborately stated out there.